Our topic was mobility for the aging population. My name's Rubin.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Zach.
We arrived at three different concepts that would aid the aging population regarding mobility.
So our first prototype was smartwear for muscle movement and fatigue. Our target audience was aging athletes and physical therapy patients. The problem statement we tried to tackle was that we need a way to keep track of patients' progress in rehab and or boost a person's movement ability to execute a strenuous task, such as opening a sealed bottle or lifting a heavy weight. So what is the prototype? The prototype is a clothing with specific sensors. And what does it do? The sensors record muscle contractions across the body and records the data. And how is this useful? The data can be used to see which muscles are functioning properly and what parts of the body need to be stimulated. And it can be stimulated by providing shocks to each of the specific muscles that need to be contracted.
So for our prototype 2, we had the mobile lap stand. Our target audience is bedridden individuals, hospital patients, and the elderly. Normally, individuals have to rely on some sort of nurse or caretaker to help them with their daily tasks. The stand would help individuals become more independent and put less stress on the nurses as they go about their daily routine. It's able to be remote controlled from a joystick or coded to move in a certain pattern based on the particular layout of the hospital room. And the platform is also able to move up and down according to the user, and it's also able to store various items. It makes the use of the stand more convenient for all parties involved. The stands tend to be cumbersome and heavy and are used at the very least 3 times a day for meals, but in most cases they're used more often than that. As for the testing, we did a couple different things. We worked on the coding for the spinning of the wheels, whether that be forwards, backwards, and opposite directions, or spinning the wheels simultaneously. We took some initial measurements for hospital bed sizes. We took a look at the clearance underneath, the physical dimensions of the stand itself, and we actually have a older hospital stand to model off of with access to a newer, more advanced stand on the way. And then we also have video of somebody physically moving the stand around while on the bed, demonstrating just how awkward and heavy it can be to move it on your own. And, that's why it leads to having a nurse having to come in very often to move the stand.
The third prototype was the automated Theragun. Its target audience was aging athletes, and pretty much the problem would be limited trainers to attend to muscles after vigorous muscle engagement, such as sports or going through practice. What it is a Theragun that moves horizontally and vertically. It is controlled by an app for maximum use by the user. The user would point out a location on the app showing the area of the back they needed work on, and the machine would move that spot, and as it's going up and down, it would notice changes in resistance and would be able to determine correct techniques to best aid the muscle regeneration process. It's useful because it allows many ages to engage with the Theragun and basically just hold it there so they don't need a second person to do a tedious and strenuous activity for
them. As for our team decision and why we decided to go with our second idea, which is the mobile lap stand, it's our most feasible prototype. We already have a couple different proof of concepts that demonstrate our idea, and they just need to be scaled up according to the actual size of the hospital stand. We've reached out to members in the field, including nurses, about how often the tables are used, how often they spend time moving the tables, and some of the issues that come with them. And then our last reason is that we know somebody who would personally benefit from having something like this for them to use.